Hello everybody and welcome to another one of our leadership training videos. My name is Chris Igwe. I have over 35 years experience leading, training and developing teams across Europe, Middle East and Africa, and primarily the 5 markets where I've lived and worked. Now what I've been doing in these leadership training videos is giving you insights into, through my life and my leadership, what the experiences are, what the leadership traits, the leadership skills, the leadership insights that you would need to be a more effective leader, to be a more creative leader perhaps, to understand more about the teams, the businesses, the companies that you lead, or it could simply be about how you lead yourself. Please feel free to share, like or comment and subscribe to the channel so you know when other videos are becoming available, and of course look back and see the others that have been prepared. So one thing which I wanted to share with you today is I have learnt a lot through other people. Now I hope that through these videos, if you are a constant follower and listener and viewer, which I know many of you are, and I appreciate you, I appreciate that very much. But at the same time, it's what you've learnt and how you learn during that journey. So I'm going to share with you some of the books that have inspired me in my journey. What are some of those books? And I have a considerable library, I have to say. Like I said, 35 years experience. Even before that, before I got into corporate, there were things that I was doing which were leadership based and leadership driven, even before I knew what the word leadership meant. So I'm just going to share with you some of the books that I've read, some of the books that I've used at the very beginning and over the years. I hope that some of them are going to add value to you. I'd encourage you to look into them. There are some which I will start off with, which we call the classics. And perhaps one of the ultimate classics is this one, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, which is a great book. And I won't go into each of them, otherwise I won't have time to go through with them. A little bit of an extension to that is The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace Wattles, who Bob Proctor, who by the way, absolutely loved and used during his lifetime, the Think and Grow Rich book. Another classic, so I'm focusing on classics just now. Another classic is As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. As you can see, a very small but very, very powerful book. That is an absolute must in your library of books that you want to look at. The other one, which is also a classic, is this one by George Clason, The Richest Man in Babylon. Also a classic. So those are kind of the classics first of all. And then there are others which are good and interesting as well, and important. Who Moved My Cheese by Spencer Johnson. Again, not a very big book, but very powerful. Who Moved My Cheese. Another one in a similar vein, which is very much about today, which is Our Iceberg is Melting, Changing and Succeeding Under Any Conditions by John Cotter. Well worth looking into. And then right at the very beginning of my career, and so not all of these are necessarily about leadership, but they're about how companies have done business, how they structure themselves, what is important, and you extract from that, or I did, the values. So in this one, by Peters and Waterman, In Search of Excellence. That is also a classic, In Search of Excellence. Lessons from America's Best Run Companies. And another classic by Collins and Porras, Built to Last. Built to Last. Successful Habits of Visionary Companies. And some of the other ones which are also important, and this is a classic. There was another one which was How to Win Friends and Influence People. This is by Dale Carnegie. Unfortunately, I can't find it. I think I lent it to, and I don't have it anymore, so I'll have to get another copy. But this one is The Leader in You. But it still talks about how to win friends and influence people and succeed in a changing world. And that's what this is all about. So Dale Carnegie, another book there. Another book which I found very powerful, someone who I followed through baseball, What It Takes to Be Number One by Vince Lombardi. All about leadership. Vince Lombardi, that's American football. And one that I got to be familiar with a little bit more recently, The Complete Leader by Price and Lisk. The Complete Leader. So those are great books to look into. And then there are some others which are absolute classics as well, but which I started with and which are perhaps less well known. And one of these is Mark McCormack's What They Don't Teach You at Harvard Business School. What They Don't Teach You at Harvard Business School. Fascinating book, absolutely tremendous. And I've got probably about 7 or 8 of Mark McCormack's books on different things. Another one which is an interesting title, Winners Never Cheat by John Huntsman. Winners Never Cheat. And if you're an entrepreneur, this is a really important one. Like myself, hugely valuable. If you're not an entrepreneur, it's still the same. You should study it. It's called the E-Myth, or the E-Myth Revisited in this particular version by Michael Gerber, which really goes into the challenges you have when you're running your own business and how you should avoid doing certain things, otherwise it'll be a catastrophe, so well worth it. I do a lot of negotiating, and one of the first books I ever read was Herb Cohen, You Can Negotiate Anything. I've got lots of negotiation books as well, enjoyed reading them over the years. Another fun one, but important, 500 Secrets for Success in Business by John Capozzi. Why climb the corporate ladder when you can take the elevator? And that's an interesting one as well to look at. And for me, at the very, very beginning, a gentleman by the name of Jack Black, when I got into personal development a long time ago, Mind Store, a technique to allow you, I've talked a lot about the mind and how important it is that your mind and your mindset is right. The ultimate mental fitness program a long time ago. And then from my good friend, Steve Siebold, this is a great one to get into. The 177 Mental Toughness Secrets of the World Class. So if you want to know how to work your mind, what is needed, through the interviews that he's done with millionaires and billionaires over the years, Steve has compiled a very compelling and exciting book. And of course, I would be remiss if I didn't remind you, for those who haven't seen me talk about it before, a book that I co-authored. I'm not on the cover, but I'm inside when I talk about visionary and authentic leadership in this book, which is Secrets of Working Across 5 Continents, and more importantly, Thriving Through the Power of Cultural Diversity, written, co-authored with 5 amazing ladies. And yeah, it's a great read, understanding more about visionary and authentic leadership from myself. So those are just a few of the books that I have read, which have stimulated my mind, given me thoughts and ideas, helped me to be creative, helped me to understand not only what works and what didn't, because in some of these, in many of them, they've been very honest about where the pitfalls are. So helping to learn as you grow is so important. And I'm hoping that my videos have been enabling you to see the signposts and the opportunities of the direction you want to go in. Maybe what you're not doing so well and what you need to correct. Maybe what you're not aware of that you're doing, which is of course even more important and more subtle, and how you correct that as well. So these are all taking from not only individuals. I haven't specifically got autobiographies. I can't say that's my most favorite of books to read, although I do have some and I have read some. But it's more about what people have experienced and what they are telling you in terms of how they see leadership, how they see vision, how they see growth. And in all of this, it's about our personal growth. So it's about how we grow. And that's so important for us as well. I hope that you will check out some of those books. Inevitably, there are newer versions. Those are my original ones. There'll be new ones out there, new editions, updated editions. But then maybe there are those who prefer audio. So books is not your thing. Inevitably, you can go and look at that as well. We all learn in different ways. That's what's important. But like I say, there are some books that are just classics. They've been around for, in some cases, close to 100 years, 50, 60, 80 years. And the value is still there today as it was when it was first written. So I hope this has resonated with you or given you some thoughts or ideas. Please feel free to share, comment, like, and of course subscribe to this channel so you know when other videos are becoming available. So until the next time, thank you.